Welcome to another episode, and this time we got a huge band with us, Scrutiny, in the house. How are we, guys?
Good, how are you?
How are you?
Awesome. Yeah, wonderful. Very happy to have you here tonight and whenever people watch and listen to this. So, my name is Xander, and we're in a blue top. I usually have a podcast called The Show with Xander. Now, can I have your names, please?
I'm Brent.
I'm Aaron.
And what do you guys do in the band? You play the guitar, sing?
I play the guitar and sing.
Okay.
I wish I could play the guitar, but unfortunately just play the drums.
Awesome. That is awesome. I actually don't have, I think I only sing when I'm taking my shower, and that's it.
That's where the best sound comes out.
That's what inspired me.
Guys, I have prepared some questions, and I want to know, from your experience in the band, the name. That's the first thing that I noticed. Can you tell me a little bit more?
So Scrutiny was, I came up with the name Scrutiny because it doesn't matter how good you are, and it doesn't matter what you do or what you say. You could be the best, but someone will always scrutinize you. So the name represents, no matter how we go as a band, we'll always face some kind of scrutiny. And a lot of our songs are about scrutiny in the world. So that's what it means.
You guys started in 2019, is that right?
Yeah, but some of the songs are from 2012, maybe even earlier, but they were recorded in 2012, probably 2 or 3 of them, and then the rest were written and recorded in 19. Because when I started as a drummer like Aaron, and I picked up a guitar and started playing around with it, and I started coming up with some riffs I thought were pretty cool. So I turned them into a song, and it was all in my head, and I always wanted to record, but I didn't have a band or anything. I didn't know what I was doing. So I hit the web, and I found a recording program that was affordable, and then I started recording everything, putting drums to it, and I put it on there's a website called numberone.com. I put our song from the album Unleash It on there, and it went straight to #1 instrumental. There was no singing, and I tried to sing back in 2012. There's something in my throat popped, and I gave up on that. I thought I'll never sing. So everything went on hold, and I didn't do anything with the music at all after that. And then when I did another song, I put another song on there called Dirty. It's also on the album. Just instrumental, no singing, and it went straight to #2. And because people were listening to that, they started listening to Unleash It again. It went back to #1. So it went to #1 twice, and the other one went second. So that's when I talked to my friend from school, Darren, and he said, I always wanted to sing for you guys back in high school. And that's how but he never had the confidence to sing. So I said, okay, let's go do vocal lessons together. And that only lasted maybe 3 sessions. And then we were just singing like crazy.
You guys have some powerful lyrics. We'll get to that in a moment. Aaron, how did you join the band?
Well, I was looking to join a metal band. In particular, it was sort of like a newer, fond passion in regards to music. I've always been into like sort of heavy rock, late 70s, early 60s sort of stuff. Mostly influences from my dad. But yeah, since back in, I think it was 2022, I officially joined Scrutiny. And then yeah, metal all the way since. So haven't looked back.
Awesome, and I have one of the questions for you in there. What inspires you? But we'll go to that one. Now, currently, how many members? Who are the members of the band?
So there's 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
You got Joe on lead guitar, Darren on vocals, and then me, and then Aaron, and then we've got Ray on the bass, He's the funk meister. He brings a bit of funk to the metal.
So let's suppose that nobody have listened to any of your songs yet. How would you describe Scrutiny's music style to somebody?
Well, I always tried to keep it as simple as I could, so that anyone could learn it. I think that was a major thing when I was writing it. So it's about as heavy as, System of a Down. They're all in drop C. All our songs are in drop C. So it's that kind of level. And we didn't want to do any screaming or anything like that. So there's no screaming. Originally was no swearing whatsoever.
So nothing like You All Want a Single, for example.
Yeah, something like that. But I always thought of it as like a heavy Nirvana. So Nirvana was quite simple. You could learn the songs very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you learn some other metal band stuff, some of the songs go for 6 minutes and it's really hard to learn and you have to memorize them a lot. You take more time to learn those songs. And I don't think a beginner would be able to do that. So I had beginners in mind really because, everyone should be able to enjoy it.
Now for me, the vocals, lyrics, that's easy. Playing the guitar, easy. Now what about the drums? How do you know what do you have to play? What is the next part that you hit? How do you keep the rhythm on a song and also when you play live?
Well, Brent pretty much wrote the drums to follow the guitar itself. So the rhythm of the drums is the sole body of the guitar. When the guitar changes note, the different part of the drum is going to be hit and it's accented. Keeping the basic feel.
I always described it as it's more aggressive because it's attacking. You're playing the guitar if it's like attacking the guitar.
Yeah, sure. Sort of like a to and fro sort of thing.
Cool. Now, do you have any artists or bands that have had some influence in the music that you play or compose?
Yeah.
Definitely. For myself, Motley Crue, crazy band in the 80s. That's sort of really the extent of my metal I went to before coming into the later sort of metal, of course. Judas Priest, who else? Yeah, probably those two are my two biggest.
I haven't heard much Judas Priest.
Yeah, it's more sort of like between the hammer and the end, like I think mid 80s or something. It was sort of like the prime Judas Priest.
What about you, Brian? Do you have anything?
In my teenage years, in my early teens, I was listening to Nirvana a lot. You couldn't listen to enough Nirvana. And then as the mid 90s turned into the late 90s, it was all Korn and Limp Bizkit. And I was actually listening to Limp Bizkit a lot while I was writing, so I think some of that crept in.
Now, you guys have been in live shows, performing at different places, as well as on the radio. Is that correct?
Yeah, but we didn't play live on the radio.
Oh, okay.
We got interviewed heaps of times, actually.
Yeah, man. Like we picked
I think
3 songs.
all of our songs, except for one, have been played on the radio.
And
On the album.
last year you performed in New Year's Eve, is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
New Year's
yeah.
Eve, yeah. That was a big one. We had a huge party there.
Excellent. One of your
We had to stop the set for the camera. And we had to warn everyone, if you're not next to the person you're going to kiss, you better swap, or you're going to be kissing the wrong person.
Oh, right.
Because at midnight you're supposed to give the person you like a kiss.
Okay.
Partner, your
Alright.
wife.
In case that you are with that someone.
Everyone's kissing and they're like, ugh. So it was funny at the time.
There is a song, Destiny, and it has some special meaning, especially for you as a father, becoming a father. Is that right?
Yeah.
Do you wanna tell us a little bit more the impact that had before writing the song, while you were also doing the lyrics and the rhythm of the music?
Well, when I met my wife, we were finishing Web of Lies, so it was right after the tail end of COVID. We were finishing Web of Lies, and when I got married, and then we got pregnant, and then we were watching videos that encourage you to talk to your unborn baby, and they can learn even when they're in the womb. So we took that in pretty serious, and we thought, we want to have a head start. But instead of talking, because I didn't know what to talk about, I just started playing the guitar, just an acoustic, and before I knew it, I was humming like a melody, and then before you know it, I started saying words, and then it turned into a song, and I really liked it because, it had a big meaning behind it. So that's what Destiny is for, where it came from.
Aaron, do you have any relatable? Do you have any relatable experiences with this song? Perhaps a nephew, if you don't have any kids at the moment, or anything that you can recall, perhaps from your childhood, that it can bring those memories and you can relate to the lyrics of this powerful song.
I always did a lot of babysitting when I was younger, and my dad's godmother, her daughter, had a newborn, and it was a few years older than myself, and had the privilege of sort of being there as the child was raised at a bit of a younger age. So in a sense, I can sort of relate to it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that is a bit of the songwriting process. Do you have any specific routines when you are either creating music or before you perform?
Well, whenever I'm gonna write a song, it always starts in my mind. I could be at work doing whatever, and I don't know how it happens, but something gets stuck in your mind, and it just develops in your head, and then you have, if it sticks, if it lasts 2 or 3 days, you got to get it down. So I either record it on my phone, I just hum it along or whatever, and then you have to try and figure out how to actually play that tune. So you got to get what's in your mind onto the guitar, and if you can transfer the idea, you can develop it from there on the guitar, and then turn it into a song, and then come up with some vocal melodies, put some drums down. That's how it works for me. But I'll always record the rhythm first.
And what about when it comes to the lyrics? Do you have any specific pattern that you follow, or it just whatever is in your environment, or do you go into a bubble?
Pretty close. So the lyrics always last, but it just depends on how the song makes you feel. What pops in your mind when you're recording, you listen to it 500 times, and you get a real feel for it, and it will evoke certain emotions or certain thoughts, and that's where the lyrics will come from. Sometimes you have a specific topic you want to sing about, but the song isn't right for it. Like, you've made this song, and you're like, that song, it's not suitable for what I had in mind. For example, we get a song called Firefight. It's about the Vietnam veterans, or any veteran really, that suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder.
PTSD.
PTSD.
Yeah, easier to say.
But it was supposed to be on the album, but I didn't really have a song that felt right for it, and it happened directly after we released the album. So we released the album, and I think maybe 2 weeks after we'd found the sound for Firefight, and that's one of my favorite songs because of the meaning behind it.
So it seems that it's a very iterative process where you already produce something and then you go back and check, hey, I had this, but I didn't have a sound for it, or I didn't have something where I feel that I could share it.
Yeah, so whenever we get ideas, you have to put it somewhere so you don't forget. Even if you've come up with a chorus or a whole bunch of lines that will work well together, and you're repeating that in your mind, you have to write it down, because in a month's time you're never going to remember it.
Aaron, have you written any songs so far or thinking about it?
Yeah, we're in the process of a new song. I've just got to physically record the drums. But yeah, the last 3 months been working on trying to nut something down to the song. So I think we have a gig in October, so maybe try and get a chance to play it then, possibly. You know.
That's part of my next question. So, what are your future goals for Scrutiny? Any upcoming projects or tours?
Well, we've had a bit of a hiatus for the last 6 months, only because we had a couple of tragedies in the Scrutiny family. Our guitarist Joe, his wife passed away, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
And that really put him in a bad place.
That's very hard.
We did play a gig after, but it became very difficult for him. I'd say after that, I think that was
before the New Year.
Yeah, and then almost a year ago now, so July last year, my father passed away suddenly, and no one was expecting it. So that really threw a spanner in. We had all this momentum, and it really just, it wasn't like stopped us, but it definitely slowed us down. And it made the New Year's Eve gig very hard because Joe couldn't make it, so we had to get a fill-in from Pyre and Ice. And he learned all our songs in 2 weeks.
Wow.
For that gig. We managed to pull it off. But we've got probably 3 songs that have been recorded, they just need to be finished. So we're getting back into production, and we got a gig coming October.
That is awesome.
King's birthday long weekend.
King's birthday long weekend. We'll be blowing up generators once more.
So where about can people...
I don't think they realise who we are.
It's a regular occurrence on the same song.
Yeah.
What about people can find you, follow you, search for you, Google you?
Well, we're on all major platforms. You can find us. The best one is definitely follow us on Facebook, because that's where we do most of our interacting and
that will be Scrutiny Music, or...
Yeah, Scrutiny Music, and it'll come up with us. You can find us on Spotify. Maybe we can put them in the links.
Definitely will do that.
We're on pretty much all of them, Instagram, TikTok, you name it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think that our time is up. Any last words, fellas?
No, thank you for having us here. It's been a pleasure, and speaking to your audience, of course, and people who we haven't really come across before. And
We wanna go play at Colombia.
Hey, that would be cool.
South America tour. Scrutiny.
Yeah, some sort of
Someone
outdoor
out there,
stage.
get it. Make it happen.
Yeah, do you...
Send us a message.
Any words in Spanish yet?
Si, senor.
There we go, that's enough.
Oh, don't ask me, I'll butcher it.
I said yes, sir.
All right, thank you everybody for watching us and listen. You know what to do. Follow, subscribe, share with your friends and family. This is Xander, and we have Brent and Aaron from the excellent band Scrutiny. Ciao.
Thank you.